Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast. I'm your host and sometimes referee, Zach Stat Pearson, and today I'm joined by the newly crowned king, of which there will be no other, of the free men, a one Corey Troy of House VA.
How's it going?
And of course, the Wakandan ambassador to United States military, and also current ambassador and fried fish restaurant owner to House VA, a one Michael Dat Hill.
Pardon my French, but fuck Edelgard, dude.
Yes, you finally learned to hate that bitch as much as I have. For those of you wondering what he means by that, Edelgard is a infamous, if not somewhat semi-famous character from the Fire Emblem Three Houses video game who is a complete and total prick, but pretends to be the nice, diligent student. So, yeah. I'd love to go into spoilers, but the game's not even like a whole year old yet, so we're not, but fuck Edelgard. Alright, let's get into them topics. Topic 1. With the confirmation that Activision Blizzard is now going to be creating Overwatch 2, and that there will add solo content in some way, shape, or form, as well as story content, what are some of the things you would like to see happen or have added in Overwatch 2 that never made it into the first one? Topic 2. Amazon now owns Twitch and has for some time. However, even though digitally distribute games, there seem to be no game studios currently under their possession. Excuse me. Do you think Amazon may try to create its own game studio at some point? Or is the market too unstable for them to truly find proper value in it? Topic 3. Sound systems inherently serve one of two purposes. On average, amplifying the sound from the television or modifying the individual sounds of musical instruments. Generally speaking, when someone claims they have a gaming sound system, they really just have a basic sound system hooked up to their television and only utilize it when playing games. Do you think there needs to be a deviation home entertainment sound system for video games, or does it feel more universal, one size fits all when it comes to audio, given that everything works on everything, so why bother with exclusivity? Topic 4. Disney Plus is starting soon. As we all know, the mainstays of Hulu, Netflix, and now Verve are still bringing in strong numbers in and of themselves, not to mention Amazon Video. Asking which one is the best one is like asking to choose between your favorite car versus your favorite plane. But with that being said, does anyone want to try and see what they think is best or better or worse? All right, who's going first whilst I fix these typos?
I'll go first.
All right, start us off, bro.
First off, Overwatch 2 was the biggest meme in 2014 when this game actually dropped, because it was like adding 2 at the end of anything was like a fucking joke, especially with those fake apps about like One Piece 2. I'm like, you haven't even finished One Piece 1. But that's besides the point. Actually making Overwatch 2 with single player content, they need to do a better job on the lore aspect, because the wikis, their books, and even their short videos do not do enough to shelve out their characters. Riot had the same problem, and that's why they have revamped their lore pages, made personal videos about each characters, and are even making side comics about the canon behind each character. So if you're going to make single-player content, you really got to chill out the point of what these characters been through. Why did Cage go from being the leader of Blackwatch to the fucking ghost shotgun guy? How did he get 2 dual-wielding shotguns? He doesn't have to reload. He just drops them and gets 2 more. We kind of know about Widowmaker's...
Wait. Hold on. I want to know the answer to that. What the fuck was that about?
Look, all I know is that from what I've been told and speculating, that he used to be a member of Overwatch.
He is. He used to be.
Then he went awry with McCree, fucking Mariah, and then when they rebuilt Genji to make Blackwatch. Because he thought Overwatch's methods were too peace-loving. And then it went down even worse after that one special event with Blackwatch when
They got caught.
I can only call him Reaper because I can't think of his real name. When Reaper fucking killed that one robot, and then they got caught and they had to kill everybody in the building. Then he went to jail. Then I don't know what happened between this time skip of him getting caught and going to jail, fucking meeting Doomfist, and turning into a ghost with shotguns. I don't know. They didn't really explain. They kind of explained about how Reinhardt lost an eye and had the scar, but they didn't really explain how Torbjorn lost an arm. Because, like, his comic was just about him popping up and then saving his thing. They barely introduced Ash about her family, like what had happened to her. She kind of has like that Borderlands feel about her and all this other stuff. So it's just like, I need a better understanding about the characters in your world if you're gonna make something single player. And the only time you do lore aspect like stuff is when you do your events that just like tell about a one point in history and not about all the other heroes. And like they're getting better at explaining stuff, but not too better.
Okay. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Continue.
Amazon trying to make its own game thing is a poor choice because they're hardly keeping people alive with their shelving of sending out glasses that look like triangles to people. So just to make sure nobody else fucking dies in their company, they just gotta just own Twitch. Don't try to force people these sweaty hours to make a game can make their own gaming industry, because you're really gonna kill people then with whether it's marketing, selling already licensed games and all this other shit, because you're already working people to the bone just sending out meaningless stuff. You just really gotta chill, man. Just take your corporate powerhouse and just like move on from there. Sound systems. I don't think there's like a real way for exclusivity for gaming between all the other stuff, because to me it's just like one size fits all. You just gotta find what kind of sound you want to hear. You want to have increased bass, you want to have a surround sound, you want to have it like just having forward, you want to have it like certain sound effects go up and down. One thing I could see for gaming is you like want to control background music, sound, other special sound effects, movement. That would just like take too much time and it would cost too much for a common person to want to get. And I don't think too many people who would be using video games as a means of money would want to get that anyway. If you're gonna go ham on its price trying to make an exclusive video game surround sound system, because anything gaming, anything is always more expensive than its classic counterpart.
So true. Audio dramas, comic books, fucking movies, unless it's a giant bundle. Video games damn near default into costing more than they do, which is almost kind of weird given the fact that they started off at the same price, if not cheaper. And everything else is still, the price is increased, but not by as much. That's one of the oddest things. Like, I don't know how to explain it to y'all, but it's like when old people complain about gas prices, like, well, they've always been like that. Like, nah, y'all haven't really seen it yet. But y'all got to remember, from when I was born, the video game industry as a whole has changed their price 5 times. Since y'all been here, since y'all have noticed or been able to buy your own shit, the video game industry has only changed their price once. It's crazy. It's crazy. For the same price that a game costs now, where I'm at, even if it's not Tuesday, I can go see about 6 movies. And back in the day, I could only go see 2. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. It's not, oh, back in my day. It's more like a, how the fuck does this cost this much type of situation. Y'all started at like $25 to $30 for a game. I started, it was $15 to $20. and now the base price for everything is fucking 60, and they're saying within 10 years it might go to 70. Nah, fuck that.
Preach. Alright, topic 4. Trying to label them. It's pretty hard because it's just like depending on what I want to watch, what I'm feeling, it all matches together. But personally, for me, Verve takes the top spot because it kind of like expedites. Is like Verve is the Infinity Gauntlet of the streaming network. It's got fucking everything. It's got Crunchyroll, Explosive Entertainment, the Rooster Teeth shit, all this other shit. It's like, god damn, what doesn't Verve have? And right under that, obviously Crunchyroll, because that just does like the most plethora of anime stuff. Only rivaled by Kiss Anime, but y'all know why I can't really give that a proper rating.
Yeah. Rules are rules, but it's still fun.
And then below that, Netflix, just because the Netflix exclusive animes we slept on, but they're good as fuck, but they never get a second season sometimes. Still waiting on fucking part 3 of Baki, assholes. Let's see. And then Hulu, because it has like a shit ton of old anime, and it doesn't cycle through all the old shows like Netflix does. Like, I can still go in there and watch Digimon when Netflix like only had Digimon for like a year, and then they got rid of it. Like, bitches, man. Fuck. And then I guess HBO, because my roommate watches HBO all the time, and he's got some good ass shit on there. And at the very bottom below everything is like the fucking Rooster Teeth one, because I only like watch Rooster Teeth for Ruby, and then that can be a hit or miss depending on what's going on in the episode.
Here's what you do about Ruby. Wait till it's all over, watch the fights, because that story the plot holes grow by the season. But my favorite part / on top of that, they just want to milk it for money. It's got like 2 mobile games, and it's featuring other mobile games, and they're gotcha games. I'm like, you guys only care about money. Now they got it fucking with some like DC comic shit. They're not even trying anymore. They just want the money.
And they have a Steam game.
Which is ass.
That honestly did depress me.
Like, there was so much Devil May Cry potential, and they said, fuck it. Okay, so is that your full rankings?
Yeah. Verb is the Infinity Gauntlet of everything. And then Rooster Teeth only has like a few good shows I actually want to watch, because Genlock was fucking amazing, and I'm still waiting for the next part of that. But getting Michael B. Jordan back, I can understand that is an issue.
Not to mention the animation issues they had behind the scenes. They were literally having people crunch. So, crunching an animation in America is a lot harder to get away with than with video games culture. So it's hard to say. Not to mention, let's not forget they had that giant downsize when they merged with Warner Brothers Entertainment. So now they cut, I think they said close to 80 people or 100 people flat. And they got no explanation as to why. They weren't in trouble. They were just laid off, but there was no explanation publicly given. Other than, sorry, these are growing pains. These had to happen. Mind you, I'm paraphrasing, but there's been, to my knowledge, at the time of me saying this, there is no reason given other than layoffs. What can you do? All right, Corey, go ahead.
Okay. Topic 1. Confirmation of Activision. I would like to see more McCree. I don't know. That's the one character I like the most in Overwatch. So I just want more of that. Don't know how he's going to fit into the story. I'm sure maybe they can find a way if they're going to do that. Funny thing about topic 2, Amazon does have a game studio. I just was looking into it. They have one. It's existed for the past 7 years. I'll post a link.
The fuck? Did they make a game?
No.
Well, that's why we don't fucking know about them. They don't. You got a game studio for 7 years and no one's even seen a game from you? Fuck.
Amazon first announced they would create computer games in 2014. They recruited Kim Swift, who created Portal, and developers who previously worked on Far Cry 2 and System Shock 2. They sought after a bunch of like big names.
Links, please. Okay, so here's what I'm finding on Google. Oh, okay, so they have been showing a video game that they have behind closed doors for over a year. The rumor is it's Lord of the Rings based or Harry Potter based or something like that. But the Lord of the Rings, I think that might be more plausible. Just because, remember, they're spending Netflix money on Lord of the Rings to build it up like it's an HBO fucking Game of Thrones series. So there's that.
So again, oh my god, The Mandalorian. Do you know how much money The Mandalorian is spending on each episode? Ludicrous amount of money. Off topic, though.
I think it's no, it's not. Shit, we pop culture. I think it's like 13 million per episode. They said, and George Lucas is directing every episode or something.
It was John Favreau.
Oh shit, there's a Green Eggs and Ham movie on Netflix. Let me stop.
$15 million per episode. Jesus.
15 million. How many episodes in the season?
I want to say it was like. I'm gonna say 8. That's my guess. I'm trying to find the answer.
We're gonna have to get together and find some people in the group that are gonna bite the bullet and get Disney Plus, and have them tell us what it's like and shit. Because I'm already debating this, and I think I told Hill about it some time ago. I'm not about to sit up here and have Netflix, Hulu, and fucking Disney Plus. So I'm gonna figure out.
It'll be the cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Disney Plus and Hulu are merging. Like they're.
But merging. No. Don't fall for that. Merging does not mean that Hulu gets access to Disney Plus. They could do some bullshit and say, "Oh, you can utilize Disney Plus through Hulu if you pay us an extra X amount of dollars per month." Because think about it. That's what they did with HBO and Showtime. They always advertise that, oh yeah, Hulu, we have HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, blah, 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 blah. But then when you go look them up, hey, give us an extra $5 if you want this.
The starting with the Disney Plus is only $6.99.
I don't care. My question is that going to come out of my ass if it's on Hulu? By the way, doesn't it come out, or didn't it come out day before yesterday or something? Shit,
I think it comes out the 12th.
Somebody look up the release date for Disney Plus.
November 12th.
Okay. Well, show of hands. Well, that was dumb. All right, speak on if you're going to buy it or you're going to use up the 14-day trial when it comes out.
I'll give it the 14 free day trial when The Mandalorian wraps.
Same. I need to figure out what's going on, but Young Justice. Wait, no, that's the wrong thing. But you know what I mean. I'll still use it for the Clone Wars shit they're doing.
Yeah. I want to see all of the fucking movie hero show shit. I want to see all of it, but they still haven't told us if it's going to be released all at once or piecemeal.
It's coming out. They won't be out for like 3 years. The Winter Soldier Falcon comes out later next year, like in the latter half of next year. Loki comes out in like 2021. Like WandaVision comes out in 2022, I think.
We'll look into that later because we're getting too off topic. But damn, this has been the most interesting podcast just because of how much shit we're gonna do after it's over. But yeah, go ahead, continue. Sorry, I think you were on question 2 or no, question 3. Sorry.
It's all good. The studio itself doesn't seem like it's in very good condition. Layoffs at the company at a time, it's unknown how many people were impacted, but however, multiple unannounced projects have been canceled. So
surprising no one. If Disney couldn't turn a profit in the game industry, what the fuck made Amazon think it was just going to show up and do it?
I feel like maybe they, and I hate to say it, they might do better doing like freemium or like those other games. Like I feel like they wouldn't make a profit doing AAA. But
I want them to make a good game. I want them to sell a good game, and I want it to not be a gambling game. If they can do that, and they can do it at least once every 2 to 3 years, then they wouldn't run into any issues. But you know how it is. They don't want to make some profit. They want to somehow get all the profit. So that's when they really fuck up. Imagine how much more shit human beings could get done if we stopped trying to murder each other and just literally tried to help each other. Well, I tell everybody all the time, I genuinely think we could have cured cancer by now if we didn't have to worry about spending billions of dollars on weapons of mass destruction as a precaution in case somebody else used weapons of mass destruction against us. Like, yeah, people like, and it's not just because I was in the military industrial complex, whatever you want to call it, but $700 billion can fix a lot of things. And the first thing we do is divert it in the military. We're not burning up $700 billion of material in any type of conflict or war, period. But I digress.
all right, topic 3. It's all speakers. It doesn't. If it don't. It irks me if people call it like a gaming sound setup because it's all speakers. Like if it's set up for movies, you can do it for movies, you can do it for video games. If it's all, it hurts my head.
If it walk like a duck, if it quack like a duck, then it's a duck.
Exactly. It's fucking. It's all audio. It's speakers. You don't label it. It's just the home entertainment system. I don't. Yeah, that that's my answer. Topic 4. I don't want. I've been starting to watch a lot more TV now.
So proud of you.
I started using Amazon Prime. I watched a little bit of Jack Ryan. I'm gonna start watching The Boys now.
Good, because I was about to type that into the text and cuss you out. Thank you.
I'm watching it next. I watched Jack Ryan. It's really good. I recommend Jack Ryan. That's tough because honestly, there's like 2 things I like on about each of all the streaming services. I was trying to think of like, oh well, one's really good at this genre, one's really good at that, but like they're all trying to cover the same thing. I mean, if you like Disney, it's probably going to be Disney at some point in the future. If you like Fox and other shows, it's Hulu. If you like more original new content, I'm going to say Netflix. Verve is confusing to me. It's more like cartoons, right? It's like old school cartoons and then like new day cartoon stuff, right? That's a lot of what it is. And then like old TV shows. Is that what Verve is?
I think Verve is the equivalent of a gotta catch 'em all streaming service, as odd as that sounds. They basically just want to get every other streaming service in one location, and or as many things from various streaming or entertainment content producers under their umbrella, whether it's permanently or temporary. So even though they don't have an identity, they're a chameleon. They have everybody else's shit.
I don't. There's one thing I think you should, like, people shouldn't, in like a nice way. If you're gonna watch like Funimation or Crunchyroll, it's all on Verve, so there's no reason to like just subscribe to one of those things. I'm just saying. I don't really have a definitive answer for the preference of the streaming services.
Well, I mean, technically, I was just asking you to rank them from your favorite to your least favorite, so it is what it is.
I guess Netflix, Prime, Hulu. Because of the content I've watched so far on Amazon Prime, I feel like a lot of it's got to be really good so far. So.
Oh my God! So many Emmy nominations, so little time.
All right, those are my answers.
Okay. All right. Well, guess it's up to me to bring up the rear And I'm going to have to do a lot of editing for this one because pretty sure my mic can pick up a crying child. Not sure though. I didn't max out the volume. All right, as far as topic one, hey, I'm going to just come out and say it right now. I am one of the few, the not many, the don't care if I'm proud or not, that have never played Overwatch. And it's not because I think the game sucks. In fact, dude, I'm in love with the aesthetic. I totally will admit I'm in love with the aesthetic. But one of my biggest issues is that there was nothing in it except, hey, get in this room, shoot up your buddies. Oh, no, wait. Get in this room with custom rules, shoot up your buddies. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that that's cool. I understand it's its own drama, genre, and the things, caveats that come with that. Here's my problem with it. I need more. Because if the biggest selling point to playing this, hey, get in a room and shoot each other is cosmetics, I'm out. Because that selling market hasn't been able to touch me since, I want to say, 2010. Because that's when it all started blending together for me. And that's also when that shit started popping off, especially with the damn microtransaction shit. So I thought the characters and the cutscenes were cool. Sometimes I would even watch them back to back to back online. If you tell me that you're adding a story for all the characters that are playable, at least so far, you know, and that you're going to continue to add a leveling system or custom modification, see, now I'm getting that Borderlands feel. Obviously, I don't need 1,000,000,001 weapon drops, but if you can simulate a good enough story or interest than Borderlands pre-Borderlands 3, I will give you my dollar. However, they still haven't specified if Overwatch 2 is going to be free to play or not. But knowing them, it'll start off free to play and then they'll probably make you pay for story mode, which is the stupidest shit ever. Because if your selling point to the game is we're going to add story content, bitch, it should be there before I buy it. Now, if you make a new character and then add new story elements for that new character, I totally understand that. Not really, and you know that you don't need to do it that way by pricing it, but I get it. But I want from the base game there to be a built-in story mode. I want it to be at least a minimum of 10 to 15 hours, if not more, especially if they got the RPG elements. And I want to be able to have some type of online co-op that isn't versus or competitive, like a team co-op. I want that. If you can give me that, and the gameplay is still good, hey, you finally got my money, Activision Blizzard. After, I think the company's 23, 22 years old. After 22 long years, Blizzard and Activision finally got my dollar. Because I literally have not given those companies any money since their inceptions. And I will slow clap on that day. It took them long enough. Now, as far as Amazon, well, I mean, we've now debunked it by saying that they do have one. But what I think is going to happen is they're going to release one game and they're going to realize that their profit return isn't instant, or that they have to make a decision between actually patching the shit into basically being a brand new ass game, or they have to go in, they have to go in and say, okay, well, we made this one game. We're going to sell it and shut the studio down because fuck it. We don't like that. We didn't make money. As relentless as the CEO of Amazon is, let's be honest. We all know that motherfucker barely cares about video games. He cares more about the profit. He says that his biggest reason for being so successful is obsessing over your customers. Well, if he was obsessing over his customers and you're making video games, half the job is obsessing over your employees. And as I can tell you, as an Amazon employee, which I can't get into more details on unless I turn this mic off, we all know that obsessing over employees is second nature to Amazon. Let me just say that. So I feel like the market is stable enough, but Amazon Gaming Studio isn't stable enough to properly exist if they want to make the type of games on the type of scale that they want. So, you know, it's a non-answer, but it's an answer if you catch my drift. Now, as far as topic 3, and this is where y'all gonna have a very different opinion than me. I think the problem is that gaming companies, or rather game system makers, have not gotten behind audio tools and audio-based outputs and inputs necessarily in their systems. But Zex, they all have HDMI and sometimes optical and blah, 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 blah. Well, see, here's the thing. With the exception of optical, almost nothing has had a direct link into a modern system. Because what they do normally, or in the modern era, they take your HDMI, you put it in the back of your game system, and you put it in the back of your audio, and you pray you got a good cable. That's it. Now we got USB Type-C. Same thing, where you take a USB Type-C, and then you put it in the back of your TV, and you pray everything works. I'm telling you, that's what they're going to do. That's what's going to happen. Eventually, we will see USB Type-C consoles. Or technically already have with the Switch. But see, here's the thing. When you hook up audio, anyone will tell you when it comes to good systems, the more things are plugged directly into the sound source, the better and more consistent the signal. The more things in between it, the more shit you have to do to maintain a signal. And the more you can risk degradation. So if I hook up a sound system to a TV and not the system that the sound comes out of, it wouldn't sound as good as a system that's got built-in sound cards and inputs and outputs that go directly into the game system itself, where the audio data is coming from. Remember, it's passing through the TV as like a filter. So, and bear with me, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but feel free to pull up a screenshot and put it in the chat. Google the Panasonic GameCube. That's the official name for it. Seriously, like, just put the word Panasonic in front of GameCube. That is one of the only systems that has ever existed on the market to have direct audio port hookups. Direct audio port hookups more than left signal and right signal for stereo or AV hookups. That one's got, I think, like 6 different audio hookups compared to the normal 2 that we get. Optical, which is still inferior to HDMI. I don't know why people still have that thing. And HDMI. Ain't nobody done shit like that since then. And if they have, shit, show me. I want to see. Like, no, seriously, I want to see. Because I ain't come across shit. So the way I look at it is pure and simple. The deviations for types of audio systems are there, but somebody is going to need to add a special hookup to make the audio systems link directly into the systems. Because everything else is just a home entertainment system, but you only turn it on when you play video games. Does that make sense to y'all?
Yes.
Did you see the Panasonic GameCube?
Mm-hmm. It's funny looking.
You gonna say something, Hill?
Nah.
Did you look at the Panasonic GameCube?
I'm about to.
Okay. Now, as far as topic 4, Verve is on my bottom tier because Verve barely has anything original and they want to basically build themselves up to be a Hulu or a Netflix. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's kind of smart. Their limit comes in the fact that they only primarily want to deal with animated things. And that's a blessing and a curse because you automatically have limited your install base. Excuse me, I had to yawn. Now, as far as my top tier, and it's kind of weird. My opinion changed this week alone. But I'll get into why later. But right now, my number 1 is Netflix. And my number 2 is Amazon Prime. Those two are always competing, but Hulu got dropped like a bag of rocks. I still get it, don't get me wrong, but I fucking dropped that shit. Okay, so there are plenty of places that do a compare and contrast on features and shit in relation to Netflix and Hulu. But I don't know if y'all noticed this or not. Almost no form of advertisement and marketing for Hulu mentions that they don't cut commercials. You have to pay an extra fee of like almost an extra $4 to watch Hulu with no commercials. Did y'all know that?
Yep.
Yeah, they horribly marketed that.
Yeah, the whole thing, from what I've been able to find, and mind you, I didn't look that hard, so I might be wrong. The last time it was mentioned directly by Hulu that they have commercials unless you pay an extra premium price was 2014. 2014. That's inexcusable. Also, it likes to mention that it has these other shows and other channels. But in the advertising and marketing, they like to put down in small print or not at all. Hey, guess what? You can have your HBO and your Showtime, and I'm forgetting one more. Not Nickelodeon. I think Boomerang. I think Boomerang maybe or something. But they don't mention that. Oh, hey, yeah, those extra shits that we say we got. Guess what? You got to pay another fee on top of that. If you want Hulu to be as good or simulate being like Amazon Video and Prime and Netflix, you're paying almost 3 times what they are. I'm going to do some quick math real quick. Let me pull up my calculator. The base price for Netflix is $8.99 or $9.99. Someone look that up for me.
Am I looking up?
Anybody.
No, what you...
Base price of Hulu. The base price.
$7.99.
$7.99. And then plus, if you have HBO, that's $4.99. Plus, if you get Showtime, also $4.99, or at least I'm assuming. And let's not forget, if you want no commercials Hulu, that's another $4.99. I think it is, a $5.99. We'll say $5.99 for now.
It's like $13.
For no commercials?
Yeah.
Fuck. All right, so $7.99. Let's see, that's 8. Let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's $4.99 extra. Okay, let me change that real quick. $22.96 if you want a version of Hulu with every possible attachment. Also, here's another one. Hulu doesn't care how long it gets its licenses for, as long as they can at least get them once. Oh, wait, we forgot one. The live TV add-on, too. The live TV add-on. I believe that's $5.99 plus. $28.95 before taxes. So that's $28.95 before taxes. And on top of that, Hulu doesn't care if it gets a permanent or a long-term or a short-term license. So the best show you could love on that fucking platform, right when you get it, could be ending in 24 hours. I love AP Bio. I fucking love that show. They had both seasons of the show up. AP Bio came out like a year and a half ago, or just about a year and a half ago. They can't even air the entire series now.
It can get worse, actually, with Hulu.
Go on.
Hulu Premium and live television is $50.99 a month.
60. Okay, so I put in 5. I put in a $4.99. So subtract. Let's see, 56. Okay, so we'll just say plus 56. $84.95. Dear sweet God. Oh, but you get Spotify Premium for free. Yay. Exactly. So $84.95 and you have no guarantee of how the longevity of the shows, and you don't know how many months or weeks until a new season of a show comes out that it'll get the following season. You're the Worst ended the whole series in like April or May of this year. Hulu likes to say it takes about 6 to 8 months for a show's season after it's already aired to get on their platform. Well, we know that's a window. That's not an accurate time frame. That's a guesstimation. You're the Worst final season, nothing is up there. They don't grab an episode at a time. They try to grab a season at a time. Now, I guess that's understandable, but what they should do is pay for the full season and have them give them episodes at a time to increase viewership or long-term viewership, you know? But here's my other favorite part about all of this crap. Did I mention that they still do bottlenecking and they don't actually let you choose your default quality? You get like 3 speed choices, but not a resolution based choice, unlike with fucking Netflix. Amazon.
I could pay like $16 a month for the Ultra HD package for Netflix.
Also, peep this. Amazon Video, at a bare minimum, no commercials. And you can also get an HBO and Showtime add-on to Amazon Video. So some of their features aren't even exclusive to them. Like at all. So it really just came down to shit, which is better, Prime or Netflix. And here's a problem with Prime and why it's in my number 2 slot. Prime's organization system with their Amazon Video was a nightmare. And that's me being nice. Yes, I do have the Amazon Prime Video television app, but the fact that that's how it came out is disturbing. Yes, they tried to imitate or rip off Netflix, but the problem is that the organization and the ability to pull things up and look at categories or things in relation to what you type is all out of fucking whack. It really is.
It's like exploring the eShop.
Actually, yeah, it kind of is.
It's just a bunch of like it's like it'd be like Jack Ryan, Good Boys, and then it's just the images for them as far as like what was the last time I looked at it? It's just like you see all the TV shows on the screen, and then maybe like you know how it is.
Yeah. It's like going into a restaurant and you don't know what any of the dishes are called. You just have pictures and you have to point at the picture to get what you want.
Yeah.
Dude, like, if you go imitate Netflix's layout, finish the job. Damn. I want to like you. You got good shit. But if the only way I can scroll through everything you have available is by moving my icon scroller to the right to look at pictures and pray I can get a description, we got an issue. I think initially they just wanted this to be, hey, you got a movie you want to see or a TV show? Look up that specific movie, show, or TV, and then you have the option of streaming it or buying it. I think that's what they intended. But they realized, based on Netflix or the fact that they couldn't buy Netflix, holy shit, there's profit in this market. Really, really stupid good profit. Let us refine this. Problem is, they didn't finish the refinement. The coal is not a diamond. It's still coal, so to speak. And that's the biggest issue. It's harder to navigate. And on top of it, your recommendations aren't based on what you like. It's based on what they want to show you. You know? Or at least it feels that way. I love The Marvelous Miss Maisel. But the only reason I know about it is because they had an Emmy-nominated bar on Amazon, which I didn't remember creating. And I looked through it, and there was Marvelous Miss Maisel, main character looking like Kat Dennings. And I love Kat Dennings. And not for the shitty reasons like a lot of other people. I feel like she's genuinely fucking hilarious. And her voice always makes me laugh for at least 10 years now. I've seen her on and off TV for a long time. Her voice is just funny to me. Not in that negative way either. So I clicked on it and I was pleasantly surprised. So then I was like, you know what? What else is in this Emmy nominated shit? But the fact that I even found out that way is the crazy part. So, yeah.
If you use Alexa, can you find TV shows?
Yes. Especially if they're on Amazon Video. And now Netflix, look, Netflix loses shit just like everybody else. They send out internet-based press statements in case anyone's curious or wondering if they're going to lose or gain something. And also, when they send you a recommendation, it's not staring you, beating you down in the face on your bar all the time. Sometimes it's one or two things in an email based on what you like or what you said you would like updates for. They have a 4K mode. And not to mention, even though no one really uses it that much, you can still get Blu-rays and DVDs mailed to you, I believe. Or either they just filter all their shit through Redbox. I don't know. So it wins because of content. But I'm not going to say it's perfect, and I'm going to tell you why. Because upper management don't know what the fuck they doing. Because they got too many hands, too many right hands and not enough lefts. Or too many Chiefs and not enough Native Americans. Because how you gonna get one of the most legendary television shows, let alone animated ones in the world, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and you started editing out what you view as homoerotic content in a show where people get squished and smashed in the face, knowing everyone's seen that shit because the show's old and it never got censored, and then go and censor it. But then when you release the movie versions of the shit, nothing is censored. And then when you go and pick and make original content from other products, you don't censor any gay shit and whatnot when it's relating to, animated cartoons. In fact, Voltron, even though it was a fucked up cliche and the Netflix told them not to do it like that, they technically had a gay love story in there. It was a terrible gay love story. It was literally the oldest cliche and stereotype in the realm of gay relationships and lesbian relationships on TV. Oh no, I'm in love with this person of the same sex. They die in the same episode I find them in, or they died before the show started. It's even on tropes.com or whatever, .net, whatever it's called. It's depressing at this point. But basically, I'm just sitting up here like, yo, how the fuck is Netflix this old and their shit is so together as far as how they do their content? They have no problem with any other shows, whether they're live action or not, talking about things going from children getting raped by their parents live action, mind you, versus fucking Evangelion. You got a problem with, I think he was basically some form of Adam or whatever, implying that he's in love or infatuated with Shinji. I'm just sitting up here like, did I mention, oh, y'all don't remember this, but I briefly talked about it, I think, to Corey maybe half a year ago. There's this comedian, Michelle Wolf. She made a show. It was basically another iteration on the Jon Stewart formula, except instead of specifically dealing with political issues, it just dealt with assholes who have power and making fun of them. So obviously, there was an episode devoted to Trump, or at least it talked about Trump for about 5 to 10 minutes. Her show was extremely successful, and then they canceled it. And more recently, by recently, I mean, about 5 days ago, Hassan Minaj from The Daily Show devoted a whole episode to American media entities bowing down to the money of a fucked up shitbag dictator who currently runs Saudi Arabia, and how he's trying to pretend he's not an asshole because he doesn't like the idea of the world viewing him as an asshole, which makes no sense. Okay, well, stop brutally murdering and lashing your people just because you feel like it. or they disagree with something you said, you fucking dictator. That episode is almost, I think, 2-3 months old. Netflix pulled it because of controversy it was creating. Not the series, just that episode. What the fuck, bruh? You have no business doing that. Saudi Arabian money does not own or work with or for Netflix. They own no parts of that company. So, unless somebody up top got paid off, or you know how it always is, everybody below, in the low end and middle tier of the entertainment industry is progressive, or even if they're not, they just have a conscience and they're not completely ruled and obsessed with money. But that doesn't mean the person who owns the place that they work for and sign their check is. You know? Just because you don't like Epstein doesn't mean that you probably didn't work for him, so to speak. Also, fuck that dude. So that's the only real downside to Netflix. They don't know when and where they're going to cave in to the demands of not even higher authorities, just who's got more money than us right now. And that's fucked up. So yeah, they're still number one though. Okay, with that being said. Alright, so y'all want to bullshit right now, or y'all want to end it and cut it right here?
What would you want to talk about? I mean, I don't have like too much time, but what's what do you want?
I wanted to look up more of that Disney Plus shit so we can come, or at least I can come to a better decision, because I'm still on the fence about what I want to do this late in the game. I don't know if I want to, drop something or I just want to add to it, because technically my Hulu is free. But also next month, I got to pay for my once a year price on Amazon Video. Also, kudos to Amazon Video, and also probably why they got so much money, because Netflix and all of them over time, they cost more than Amazon Prime per year. Well, Hulu doesn't, but the base Netflix costs more than Amazon Prime per year. But they do it in one lump sum, so you don't feel it until 12 months later. So yeah, I want to talk about just trying to figure out everything it's going to have, when is it going to have it, so I can possibly make a decision based on y'all. Oh shit, Disney reveals what it will do with Hulu. Well, let me look into this and read it out loud. And
I
yeah.
just found it like 2 days ago.
Thanks. And with that being said, this has been another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast. I will see you guys later, because we're going to talk about Disney Plus. Kind of thinking about doing a review of it too.